How often do you think about the impact the food you eat is having on the environment? Well, in the run-up to the G7 summit in Cornwall, Spotlight is taking a look at what's being done in this region to combat climate change. Globally, food contributes around a third of greenhouse emissions, more than aviation and transport. And now researchers at the University of Exeter have developed a tool to analyse the carbon footprint of a Cornish pasty. Here's a taster with LifeCyle.
A good sword and a trusty hand, a merry heart and true.
The Cornish Pasty, a meal in one. But when you're munching through this tasty treat, have you ever considered what impact it's having on the environment? Do you have any idea what the carbon footprint is of that Cornish Pasty?
When you say the carbon footprint, if it's made in Cornwall and it uses stuff from Cornwall, then presumably there is no big carbon footprint, is there?
Really, I assume it's all Cornish vegetables, Cornish meat, pastries made here. I don't know where the flour comes from, but yeah, it should be all Cornish ingredients, Cornish made. That's why we call it Cornish pasty.
Cornish or not, you might be surprised to discover the pasty is responsible for 1.5 to 2 kilos of carbon emissions. Less than a roast dinner, but enough to make a difference. Stefan and his team at Exeter University have developed a programme which has crunched the sums and come up with the figure.
What we've done is essentially estimate the carbon footprint of all of these typical ingredients and then work with the manufacturers to try to see how we can alter the ingredients to create a better footprint, a lower footprint for the pasty.
The Cornish pasty industry is big business down here. More than 1 million are made every year and it supports thousands of jobs. Stefan believes a few changes now could help meet our climate change targets.
If you just move from a meat pasty to a vegetarian pasty, you reduce the footprint by about a third, sometimes up to a half. If they use local ingredients, then they can already make a difference quite quickly.
One pasty maker already buying local is Marion Simmons. Her business supplies supermarkets, restaurants and bakeries all over the country.
I was absolutely delighted to know that when people ate a pasty in Cornwall, the carbon footprint was lower. So I was quite pleased with that because I know a lot of local people have a pasty and Saturday's a definite pasty day.
The next step is to roll this tool out to Cornish pasty producers in the area. Finally, LifeCyle, BBC Spotlight, Redbreast.